Hi, it's Carrie. I hope that you're well, and thank you so much for joining me today. This is a little bit different than what I've done before. This isn't for the podcast. Today, I am here with the amazing Adrienne Rouan. And Adrienne is so many things. She is a TEDx speaker. And if you have never watched her TEDx, How Trauma Informed Care Saved My Life, please watch it. It is amazing and it changed my life. She is also very prominently featured in a new documentary called Scars Unseen that's produced by She TV Media that will be coming out soon. And I'm going to post all the links to everything we talk about in the show notes so that you don't miss a thing. And Scars Unseen is the story of three women who have overcome the impacts of intimate partner violence and are now paying it forward and helping others. She's also a somatic experiencing coach, a leader, an advocate, as well as my friend. And I am so lucky and grateful I get to work with her as well. And we are helping to change the world in our trauma informed way. Welcome, Adrienne. How are you?
Hi, Carrie. I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey as well. It's awesome to be here.
I'm so excited. What we're doing today is we're going to talk about a lot of really exciting things that are going on through your organization, Adrienne Rouan LLC, also known as Thrive Alive with Us. And we've got so many amazing things going on. So, the one I'm super excited about, let's talk about our trauma recovery retreat coming up in March of next year, March of 2024. So let's talk a little bit about that. Tell people what the retreat's going to kind of be like and be about.
Yes, this makes me get really excited. It's the first time I've ever personally hosted and led a retreat, and having you and our beautiful friend Ruth along for the journey is making it very more meaningful even than if I were doing it alone. And so we are focusing on, of course, a deep, meaningful experience filled with, I like to call it, actionable tools that are not something that just have to happen for you in a retreat setting or in a class, but things that you can learn to take with you. It's meant to be somewhat transformative. So we'll be in the mountains in Prescott, Arizona, in a beautiful space. It's going to be peace-filled as well as intentional. So there will be a variety of beautiful offerings. We also have a special guest coming in from LA. Her name is Julie Habelman from Noble Sounds. She'll be offering a sound healing experience for us all as well. So it's going to be transformational. It's meant to help you to understand and to really experience your nervous system going up and down. And when it's coming up, especially if it's in response to a stressor or a trigger, as a lot of people call it, we're going to be actively noticing that and intentionally shifting it, being very present, very aware, and also human together, because that's the point of it, is so that we can be in a group that will be a little uncomfortable because it's new people, and then experiencing those chemistry and physiology upheavals that will happen, and then managing it and really teaching yourself to be with it, to consciously use a tool and shift it, so that when you come back to your world that you live in every day, the next Monday, you'll hopefully be noticing that and using those strategies actively in your day-to-day with family, friends, with work, with traffic, whatever it is for you.
Right. Yeah. And it's over 4 days. And there are so many different things that between you and Ruth, myself, and now Julie have to offer. There's going to be try method yoga. There's going to be somatic experiencing. There's going to be um, information on trauma and healing, and sort of my aspect with traumatic brain injury and getting through that, and so many different, including autoimmune paleo cooking, which I am so excited for.
Yes, yes. And it's non-traditional. It's not what you might see if you just sign up for a healing afternoon, right? This is going to be what it's like to live actively addressing your nervous system as the primary experiencer of the world. If it wasn't for your nervous system, and in fact, indeed, if you think about someone who receives a terrible spinal cord injury, right? They literally don't experience life anymore below that injury. That is the depth and breadth and just intensity of the nervous system. And yet we're just starting to hear about it in the mainstream in the last couple of years. And so this experience is meant for you to learn from all the aspects: a spiritual aspect, a physical aspect, an emotional aspect, food, sound, interactions between others, to help you to see how much what you say yes and no to in your day-to-day experience impacts you. So yes, autoimmune paleo is a huge part of my journey. Autoimmune conditions are extremely common, or immunosuppressed conditions are extremely common in people who've survived complex trauma, whether it was in childhood or adulthood. And that's, of course, a long-term experience of a very traumatic, high stress-filled life or death situation, typically, where the system at least perceives it as life or death. And so, yes, that's what I'll be addressing, is how to support yourself with autoimmune paleo in a organized way. It doesn't have to be all out. I like to say everything in moderation. Just about everything in moderation is actually more beneficial for a nervous system than going all out and immersing yourself in a type A personality has to be perfect kind of way, because that's a trauma response. So yes, for my part, addressing food for the system and noticing how when we eat in a very intentional, close to the earth kind of way, just like when you go on a hike and maybe come back feeling more nourished, or even if you simply listen to frequency music and feel more nourished, or listen to bird song, or whatever it is, right? That nature experience, you can bring that into your home through food too. And then Ruth is someone who specializes in chronic fatigue. All of us, whatever we're specializing in, we've been through it. We have made massive, little by little over years, but overall massive progress on our journeys, and live it, breathe it, eat it, sleep it. We show it, and we're not perfect at it, but we're all here to show you that you can have been wherever it was you were, have fallen to wherever it is that you fell, and be on that journey of, I want to live again. I want quality of life. I want depth of experience, and I want it to be in a calmer, steadier, more meaningful way. And so that's what this is here to help with.
Right. Soul nourishing. Soul, mind, body nourishing. It's the whole.
And having you here. Yes, soul, mind, body nourishing, like you just said, absolutely. And you being here as well, I'm presuming most of your listeners know what you specialize in, but for people who might have found this from my listeners, it's your traumatic brain injury, right? And I never realized until I started on the trauma recovery journey how essential addressing the brain health is. Dr. Daniel Amen has 2 TEDx's, and he is the founder of the Amen clinics across the country. And his way he works with psychiatry addresses the brain, and he actually scans the brain first. So it's imperative to address the fact that intimate partner violence, accidents, a lot of times we become klutzy after having been on the trauma recovery journey. Klutzy meaning your nervous system is so overloaded that you start to lose peripheral awareness, and you can become very injury prone, and I certainly have fallen several times in my adulthood. I've hit my head. So, thinking about these things and having you there to share about that is going to be so pivotal too. It's just, there's way more depth to this journey, and you can balance it. It doesn't have to be soul consuming. You can exist in ways, adding small changes to your life over a period of months to years. Yes, it's a long-term journey. If you want that quality of living, you can find it. And we're here as a trio to share that with our world and teach you how. If you're deeply
Right.
committed, this is the place.
Yes, yes, it is. And for those who have never been to Prescott, Arizona, it is absolutely beautiful. And so it's, the place is a big rustic cabin with lots of room and lots of space and lots of light, and it's just going to be incredible. So just a real quick note too, for the spots for the retreat are filling up really fast. And we have a discounted rate between now and the 31st of December. So if you sign up, you get $200 off the regular price. And as of the first of the year, the price does go up. So signing up quick is what we encourage. And, we want to see everybody there. We want you to be a part of it. So I'm so excited. So I kind of briefly mentioned too, tri-method yoga. And that's something else that is offered through your organization. So for those who don't really know, just kind of briefly describe tri-method and then, kind of what the classes are like.
Sure. Yes. Well, I want to caveat all that by saying I absolutely couldn't stand yoga before I found tri-method. I tried a class or two in person. I tried some on the TV, YouTube, and I could not stand it. And I never looked as cute as the girls in their little, spandexy clothes. And I could never bend as well as they could. And I could definitely not stand on my head. Balance issues in general, but then add the lifelong trauma on top of that and your inner ear and how trauma affects it. That was never going to happen.
My one experience, all I did was fall with my brain injury, all off balance. All I did was fall. And all I did was laugh the whole class. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't do this.
Right.
And
it didn't feel, no, it didn't feel welcoming to, and honestly, if you're listening to this and you're a complex trauma survivor, you already know we don't really feel very included or welcomed almost anywhere, based on what we've been through. We often are loners in our experiences because others don't know how to connect with us. So tri-method is a beautiful modality created by Joyce Boson, who was a formal certified yoga teacher with all the fancy moves, and then had a life-shattering experience and was diagnosed with severe PTSD and was not coping. So she ended up working with her psychiatrist and developed this beautiful choice-filled yoga program. You don't stand on your head. You're not asked to stand on your head. And some of the moves, even if they feel a bit much, it is your choice on whether or not you participate. So it's not just even about your choice. It's about noticing the part of you that almost wants to be a good little girl or a good little guy and follow the rules and follow the leader. It's about stopping yourself from doing that. Saying, no, my body doesn't want to do this. My body wants to lay here. My body wants to choose a different way of moving. My body wants to just move around, whatever it is. So while there is a sequence that is consistent and feels nice, because you always know what's coming if you start working with us over a period of time, you always feel the same with no matter which teacher. They might have a tiny bit different style or flow, but the movements and the sequence is all the same, which we need, right? As trauma survivors, consistency. And so it's just lovely. I taught it for over 3 years, and I still teach every other Saturday in our live Zoom. And then Jennifer Briley teaches our Monday, Wednesday night classes. And we do offer those twice a month for free in our community offerings. And then we also offer a monthly subscription. So that is available if you're interested in having more choices and more options too, that also supports our people in showing up and exchanging that energy with you.
Right. It is. And so, and those free drop-in classes are the first and third Mondays each month. And as I said, I will put links. So anybody who wants to learn more, sign up, please do. We would love to see you. So beyond the tri yoga sessions that we have, there's other classes too that are offered. Why don't you tell our listeners and viewers about the other offerings that are available?
Yes, I am happy to do that. And, I want to say this year has been a dream come true for me, because in the beginning, offering things for free as I was transitioning out of corporate and then into helping world, I wasn't really able to offer free because I had to survive. And so to be able to start offering, I like to call it community offerings. It's from our heart. It's to our people. To be able to offer free classes for the yoga and now this free monthly First Steps After Trauma class, it makes me have tears, because I couldn't do this before. And I wasn't, when you're in survival mode and when you're trying to pay your rent, and that's it, you don't have the bandwidth. Your brain is not functioning at a level to be able to consistently show up. And that's where a lot of people, I think, get frustrated with helpers, because the heart is there, but if we don't have the structure and the stability, and we're not able to have done enough trauma work to feel that value and worth in ourselves, we have to overgive. So I just want to note that for any of you listening, I think it's extremely important, and it's something I've seen our helpers struggle with in the world. Overgiving, not caring enough for self, and then we can't help anyone else either. So to be able to now offer this, both the free monthly class on the third Wednesdays that I teach, and then also coming soon, more free offerings, and then community pricing, I like to call it as well. When we offer additional options, we have very, very affordable options that almost anyone can either gift or afford. And it means so much to be able to do that. So yes, third Wednesday every month is the free community offering, First Steps After Trauma. And I demonstrate actionable tools that you can take and a basic understanding of what's happening inside of you to give you an awareness of, where is your choice line? Because a lot of times people tell us it's all up to us or it's all in our head. But in reality, it's all up to your chemistry and your adrenals and your neurology. And when you can have awareness of that, you can begin doing actions and activities that do help you have choice.
Yes. And, that's the one thing that in learning about all of these trauma informed different arms of what you do is the fact that choice is in all of it. It's not, if you don't, there's no right way and there's no wrong way. It's what's up to you. You choose to participate in any way that feels good to you, period. And that's it.
Absolutely. I have some people in Tri Method that I've seen their face maybe once in 2 years because they choose to turn the screen off. And I am okay with that. There is no calling out. And in the First Steps After Trauma, especially because it's the first time people are meeting me. And, when you have a TEDx, people think, oh my gosh, you're like, you did this thing. And it's like, no, I'm just like you. Literally, I come from a trailer park in Nowhereville, Ohio, from poverty and drug addiction in my family and abuse. Like I'm the same as the next human physiologically. We're not different. I just decided one day I wanted to live so bad that I learned these things. But people in the First Steps After Trauma often have their Zoom off, and I don't sometimes ever get to meet them. But that's okay. You're allowed to show up wherever you are. This is not a day-long journey. It's a years-long journey. But don't let that intimidate you into not showing up as you're able, when you're able, little by little. And over years, months, it becomes, and weeks, it becomes from a tiny little drip. You start to turn the faucet on more and more as your ability to hold feelings and to feel again and to process big things somatically begins to increase as you grow.
Right. And it makes all the difference. it makes all the difference to somebody who has been through trauma. We've been through it, and the healing journey is not perfect, but it begins with taking the steps to move forward and to heal and to get better. And that's what's offered. Take these steps, and the class is free, doesn't cost a thing. So I
It's
mean,
not.
what have you got to lose, right? Just try.
Yes,
Yeah.
try it and find out what happens. And then, some people take it every month, and then they might try method yoga one class the next month, and then they might do the 2 free classes the next month. And just being able to set up a commitment to something and signing up for it can be step 1 for 1 month. The next month, maybe you show up and you keep your camera off. The next month, maybe you put your camera on to say hi. Or maybe you don't. And then eventually, maybe you come to our community coaching sessions, because we offer coaching through Carrie, through myself, through Ruth, and through Rachel. And community offerings, again, are priced in a level where most folks, once you've started to stabilize your lives, you can reach out, you can find a way. And we do believe at Adrienne Rouan LLC, it is a value that we help create abundance in our world. And so by doing that, we balance out the free offerings, and we offer scalable options and choices as you stabilize and grow. And also, because we're honoring ourselves with that energetic exchange of our time and your money, we're also making sure your coaches are healthy and honored. And then as you continue to grow and you need more, we grow with you and offer more with you. So it's extremely trauma informed. The whole process, the whole organization, the way we arrange and train our coaches, the way that information is organized for them to access, the way that the emails come out, it's all meant to help you have the experience of what it's like to feel trauma informed, so that you can be trauma informed over time and share that with our world and find out what it's like to be treated with dignity and respect and have choice in our world.
Right. And it's, and I love the coaching aspect of it. It's very near and dear to my heart. I know it is to yours. Both Ruth and I are certified trauma and resiliency life coaches. You are a somatic experiencing coach, and Rachel is a certified trauma support specialist. And so there's lots of different aspects of the coaching experience that are offered through Adrienne Rouan LLC.
Yes. And we ensure that everyone is not only certified, but they also have lived it. That's one of the imperatives in me choosing coaches to align with, is that they have lived it and demonstrated in their everyday life. So yeah, and Ruth also just finished her intermediate year of somatic experiencing too.
Yes,
and or actually just began, I believe, her one way or another. She's in her intermediate level.
Yeah.
And then yes, Rachel offers Kundalini yoga as well through some of her class offerings. And so there's many options, and we're committed to excellence, to integrity, and to dignity. We treat one another with dignity, we treat ourselves with dignity, and we treat our clients with dignity. And that's how we learn to walk around in the world and hold our chins up again, because we experience it together.
We do. It's just such a beautiful flow of, information and exchange and helping others as we help ourselves. And it's a beautiful thing. And we really, really want people out there to find out more, and come find out more about each one of us, and look and choose one of our offerings. Just try something and then see. And there's so many ways to sort of work with and adjust, to make things a specifically tailored experience for each individual as well. So with the holidays coming up, and we know the holidays are extremely stressful and difficult for so many of us, any of these two would be a great gift for yourself or for someone that you care about. We also have gift cards available, and that are just a beautiful way to offer someone some wellness and wholeness for the new year. And you have a newsletter, right?
I do. Yes, we have a newsletter that I strive to be consistent on. It's about twice a month right now, but the goal is once a week. And also, I love what I'm able to offer and ensure that it's quality. So,
Yes.
according to my nervous system in life. So,
Yeah.
yes, a newsletter, gift cards, even just following us, right? I have Facebook page, I have LinkedIn and Instagram, whatever you feel comfortable following us on. Instagram is a little more, story heavy, and Facebook is a little more post heavy. LinkedIn is usually me sharing information from our world that's important for you to know, or other creators, or people on the trauma recovery journey or leading in the trauma recovery journey. So a little bit of a different flavor in each spot.
Right, right. And, also for all things offered by Adrienne, www.adriennerouan.com is where you go find the information. And I will put the links in for everything to make it easy for everybody to find anything that they want. And I am so thankful that you spent some time with me today and that we were able to share what's going on with everyone else.
Thank you, Carrie. I truly, I don't have words for how much it means to be able to have you supporting this journey for the organization and me, and then also just your voice in our world. I've learned a lot from you. You helped me learn as a leader and as a fellow human being. And I'm just so grateful that you reached out. This is so beautiful. The TEDx was made to share a message with our world from the deepest depths of my heart and my gut. And I am so grateful that you reached out among many other folks, but you really resonated and you reached out, and I felt your passion, and I'm so glad that we connected. And, just also to let everybody know, I'm not some person up on a pedestal. Reach out, message, email, messenger me, LinkedIn message me, Instagram. Like, I'm just here. I'm here. And there were people who were here for me, and that's why I'm here, because I couldn't have done it alone. So just remember that you're not alone. You can literally reach out. I might not be able to get back to you like that second, but I'm here.
Yeah. And, you can reach out to me as well. And, I'm the same, you who listen to me and watch me on a regular basis, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, my website too. So there's multiple ways to reach both of us. So like Adrienne mentioned, you are not alone. And we are so grateful for you. Adrienne, I'm grateful for you as well. You know that. And hopefully we will hear from you very, very soon. Any questions, anything that comes up, just let us know. Please be well, be safe, and have as good a holiday season as you can in whatever way that looks like for you. And we'll talk soon. Thank you.